don't wake up to an alarm. You wake up to artillery. The ground shakes before your eyes even open. Mud drips from the walls. The air smells like rot, smoke, and something worse you've stopped trying to identify. You're 19 years old, standing in a trench. Your boots are wet. They've been wet for days, maybe weeks. You don't remember what dry feels like. And as you look over the top of the trench, you realize something that no one told you before you arrived. This isn't war as you imagined it. This is survival. And this is your life at every rank. You're 18. You arrived 2 weeks ago. You still remember the train ride, the cheering crowds, the belief that this would be over quickly. That belief is gone now, replaced by mud, cold, and fear you don't talk about. Your job is simple. Carry supplies, dig trenches, follow orders, stay alive. You sleep in narrow dugouts carved into dirt walls. Rats crawl over you at night. Not occasionally, constantly. You try to ignore them. At first, you couldn't. Now, you have to. Your rifle feels heavy, not because of the weight, but because of what it means. You haven't fired it in combat yet, but you know that moment is coming. Everyone knows. No one says it out loud. You're 20. You've been here long enough to understand the rhythm, because trench warfare has a rhythm. Stand to before dawn, watching, waiting, listening. You learn that most attacks happen at first light, so every morning, you prepare for something that may or may not come. The hardest part isn't the fighting, it's the waiting. Hours pass, nothing happens. Then suddenly, everything does. Artillery, whistles, shouting. You've gone over the top before. You remember the first time, the way your legs didn't want to move, the way your body hesitated, even when your mind was screaming forward. Now, you move, not because you're fearless, but because you understand something new. Fear doesn't go away. You just learn to carry it. You're 22. Now you're responsible for others. Not many, just a few men. But it's enough to change everything. Because now it's not just your life at risk. It's theirs too. You make sure they eat. You check their equipment. You watch them closely. Because you've seen what happens when someone breaks. And it doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. A man stops speaking. Stops reacting. Stops caring. You pull him back. Keep him moving. Because in the trenches, standing still too long can be just as dangerous as enemy fire. You're 25. You lead a section. You give orders now. Simple ones. Move, hold, wait. But even simple orders carry weight. Because every command you give has consequences. There's a night patrol. You're sent into no man's land, dark, silent, except for distant artillery. You crawl forward, slowly, carefully, because one wrong sound, one snapped branch, and the night explodes. You feel every second stretch, every breath controlled. This isn't about bravery, it's about control. Because panic spreads faster than bullets. You're 28. You've been here long enough to stop counting days. Now you maintain order, discipline, structure. Because without it, everything falls apart. You've seen new recruits arrive, bright-eyed, hopeful. You recognize yourself in them, and you know how quickly that changes. You train them, not gently, but honestly, because soft lessons don't survive here. There's an attack coming. You can feel it. The artillery increases. The pattern changes. You prepare your men. Check positions, check weapons. Check them again. Because when the whistle blows, there's no fixing mistakes. You're 30. Now you're an officer. Your perspective shifts. You're not just reacting to the war anymore. You're planning within it. You receive orders from command. Take that position. Hold that line. Advance at dawn. The map looks simple. Lines, arrows, objectives. But you know the truth. Between those lines is chaos. You brief your men. You keep your voice steady. Because if they hear uncertainty, it spreads. And uncertainty out here is dangerous. You carry something heavier than before. Responsibility without control. You're 34. You command a company. Dozens of men. Multiple positions. More moving parts than ever. You coordinate. Positioning. Timing. Support. You understand now that war isn't just fought with bullets. It's fought with decisions. A delay of minutes can change everything. An incorrect assumption can cost lives. You don't think in moments anymore. You think in outcomes. And every outcome has a cost. You're 38. Now you oversee multiple companies. You're further from the trench line, but not far enough to forget it. You hear reports, casualty numbers, supply shortages, positions lost, positions regained. Each one is just information on paper, but you know what they really represent. Faces, voices, men who stood where you once stood. You make decisions based on incomplete information, because that's all there ever is. Incomplete, uncertain, and urgent.